We're going to go to Washington now. This is unfolding, this story. The Trump White House is again in turmoil after it's just been revealed that Attorney General Jeff Sessions failed to disclose contacts he had with the Russian ambassador to the US during last year's election campaign. Absolutely material he should have disclosed. He was sworn into office 3 weeks ago and is the head of the Justice Department, the very government department that would ultimately have to decide whether to bring charges against any of President Trump's top aides. The White House is standing by him, but our Washington correspondent Simon Marks has just filed this package saying the Attorney General is now in a very grave political and legal jeopardy situation.
The latest headlines don't just make unwelcome reading for President Trump, they amount to a full-blown crisis for his government. The revelations focus on Attorney General Jeff Sessions, sworn into office by President Trump less than a month ago. He appears to have lied to Congress about whether he had any contacts with Russian government officials during last year's election, when he was a prominent supporter of and surrogate for Donald Trump on the campaign trail. This is what he said under oath during his confirmation hearing.
I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians, and I'm unable to comment on it.
It's now apparent that was not true. He personally had contacts with Russia's ambassador to the US, but was not aware those communications were under FBI investigation. As head of the Justice Department, Jeff Sessions is the man supposed to be overseeing any inquiry into President Trump's ties to Russia. But now he appears compromised himself. Senator Lindsey Graham, a prominent Republican, told a town hall meeting televised on CNN that it seems impossible for the Attorney General to play any further role investigating Russian interference in last year's election.
If there is something there and it goes up the chain of investigation, it is clear to me that Jeff Sessions, who is my dear friend, cannot make this decision about Trump. There may be nothing there, but if there's something there that the FBI believes is criminal in nature, then for sure you need a special prosecutor.
The appointment of a special prosecutor would be the nightmare scenario for the White House. In a hastily released late-night statement, the president's press secretary insisted the Attorney General had not deliberately sought to mislead Congress. But his words on tape tell a different story, and Mr. Sessions himself is now likely to become the target of a criminal probe to investigate whether he perjured himself in his testimony. It all adds up to a monumental crisis for President Trump, with Democrats insisting the Attorney General must resign, and even Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee now conceding they have no choice but to investigate links between Donald Trump, his top aides, and the Russians.
Remember, Jeff Sessions is head of the Justice Department. This is quite an extraordinary state of affairs. That report just in from Simon Marks. This is very much an unfolding situation. With Sean Winning report, we'll have more on this in the morning.